If you're coming here for my weekly meal prep, you are in the right place. This is where I show you how that prep turns into actual dinners. I'm a working mom of two, so I meal prep once and then I show you exactly how to use that prep to make 4 very different dinners during those busy weeknights so that you can get dinner on the table in less than 15 minutes for you and your family. This week I'm using chicken thighs and pork loin to make 4 very different dinners. On the menu we've got a barbecued pulled pork bowl, a honey garlic chicken, a sliced pork loin plate, as well as a chicken tikka masala. In this video, you will be getting a real life view into my kitchen at 5 p.m. on a weeknight, weeknights that is, where everyone is hungry and maybe patience is low. We're not aiming for perfection, we're aiming just to get dinner on the table in a healthy and sustainable way. If you want to follow along with me, you can get the weekly menu, prep list, and ingredient list in the description below. It's completely free and I outline exactly what I prep ahead of time so that you can also get dinner on the table in less than 15 minutes. It also includes a repeatable breakfast and lunch for the week. All right, let's get into those weeknight dinners. All right, it's Monday, and this is one of those dinners that looks impressive, but is actually just assembly. Tonight we're doing barbecued pulled pork bowls. I started by throwing a bag of frozen organic broccoli into the air fryer. I get these from Costco, and they're the perfect size for a family of 4. This bag may or may not have been hiding in the freezer a little too long, but it turned out totally fine. While that's cooking about 10 minutes, I grabbed the shredded pork loin from the fridge. I had prepped this over the weekend and mixed it with barbecue sauce. I also pulled out the roasted sweet potatoes. Depending on the meal, I'll sometimes reheat everything together in a skillet, but tonight it's just one of those nights. I just plated the kids' food, I microwaved it to heat through, done. Then on to the adult bowls. You'll notice I'm weighing my food. That's just because I'm currently tracking macros. My goal right now is just decrease fat while building muscle. Totally not necessary unless you're working towards something specific. But I will say, when your proteins and carbs are prepped and separated like this, tracking becomes a lot more simple. There's no guessing or estimated like an entire skillet casserole altogether. It's just a lot easier to track individual components. I start with a base of sweet potatoes and then I add the pork, heat everything up while the broccoli finishes cooking. While that's going, I grab the Greek yogurt ranch I made over the weekend, originally for veggie dip, but I thinned it out to drizzle on top, just added a splash of apple cider vinegar, little water until it was the consistency that I wanted. By the way, this ranch might be one of the easiest high protein swaps ever. You literally take a ranch seasoning packet and mix it with Greek yogurt. That's it. High protein ranch in like 30 seconds. The kids ended up having some leftover mac and cheese on their plates too, because that's real life, and I sliced up some avocado for them as well. Once the broccoli was done, I added it to the bowls, drizzled the ranch over everything, and that was it. Dinner on the table in 15 minutes, not because I was rushed, but because the hard parts were already done on Sunday. All right, Tuesday night, and we're doing honey garlic chicken bowls. This is one of those meals that feels fresh, but the heavy lifting was already done on Sunday. I start by making rice, and I love my Instant Pot for this because once it gets to pressure, it cooks in 3 minutes. 3. So this is one thing I'm totally fine not prepping ahead of time. It's fast enough to do the night of. While the rice is cooking and coming up to pressure, I move on to the green beans. Confession, I went years, thinking I didn't need an air fryer. Even through all the air fryer craze, I got through that. Still didn't get one. And I was wrong. First to admit, I should have gotten one a long time ago. Vegetables in the air fryer just taste better. They get those crispy edges without a ton of effort, and it's just been a game changer for these busy weeknights. I use half the bag here. The other half is going to be used later in the week. So I just toss them with a little avocado oil, onion powder, and salt, and then they go in the air fryer for about 10 minutes. And I just check them once or twice and shake the basket around, and they're good to go. While those are cooking, I pull out some cauliflower rice from the freezer and the honey garlic chicken that I prepped on Sunday. I had already seasoned these with honey and chili garlic sauce, so once the green beans were done, I popped the chicken into the air fryer just to reheat. And about halfway through, I drizzled a little more honey over the top so it gets that sticky glaze. Once they're heated through, I slice them up. For my bowl, I mixed a little cauliflower rice with white rice. It bulks it up, adds some volume, helps me hit my macros without feeling like I'm missing out. Then I topped it with a sliced chicken and green beans, and next up I assemble my husband's plates and my kids' plates. And honestly, cooking this way has increased the amount of food my kids will actually eat. We're all eating the same components. Their plates might look a little different, maybe things aren't mixed together, but it's the same protein, same carb, same veggie. I really believe that makes a huge difference when you're trying to model balanced eating for your kids. It's not mom's food or dad's food and kid food, it's just dinner. And because the protein was already prepped, this whole meal came together in like 15 minutes, which is pretty good in my book, and you're not starting from scratch on 5 p.m., which is a win. All right, it's Wednesday, and this is one of those nights where I'm very grateful for Sunday prep. Tonight is a simple sliced pork loin plate. I took the second pork loin that I had reserved from the weekend. This one was already sliced and lightly seasoned. All I did was pull it out from the fridge along with the roasted sweet potatoes. So really the only thing I had to cook tonight was the vegetable. Fresh broccoli in the fridge, so I chopped it up, tossed it with a little garlic salt, threw it in the air fryer, and at this point the air fryer is basically a member of our family, even though I was so anti one in the past. We all changed. So while that cooks, I just heat up the pork loin and sweet potatoes, and that's pretty much it. No sauces to make, no protein to cook from raw, no 30-minute sides, just plating. I put the pork on the plate, add the sweet potatoes, pull the broccoli out once it's done, and dinner was ready. This is what I mean when I say meal prep isn't about eating the same thing every day. It's just about removing friction midweek. By Wednesday, energy is usually lower, kids are tired, I'm tired. Having a dinner like this where most of the work is already done makes a huge difference. Simple protein, carb, veggie, it's balanced, we're done, it's on the table. That was Wednesday. And now on to Thursday, we're closing out the week with chicken tikka masala bowls. I grabbed the other half of the chicken thighs I had reserved from Sunday, plus the rice and the rest of the green beans. You already know the drill with the green beans at this point. Into the air fryer with avocado oil, onion powder, and salt. 10 minutes, shake the basket once or twice, and you're done. While those were cooking, I heated up the rice and started the sauce. Now, normally I would make my own tikka masala sauce, but this is a very realistic Thursday night, so we're going to use a jar. I found this one at Costco. It came in a 3-pack, and honestly, it was really good. I would absolutely buy it again because sometimes convenience wins, and that's okay. Once the green beans were done, I popped the chicken into the air fryer just to reheat and then sliced it up. From there, it's just assembly, rice in the bowl, sliced chicken on top, pour that warm tikka masala sauce over everything. And it feels like a totally different meal from earlier in the week, even though it's the same protein base. You might notice there weren't any kids' plates this night. Unfortunately, both my kids got sick, so it turned into a very bland toast and soup kind of evening for them and an early bedtime. But honestly, this is exactly why prepping food like this helps so much. You just never know what the week's going to throw at you. Sick kids, late meetings, zero energy. And having protein cooked, carbs ready, veggies prepped, it just means dinner can happen without starting from scratch. And that's our week. 4 totally different dinners built from the same core components. Nothing fancy, nothing complicated, just protein, carbs, veggies, layered differently so it doesn't feel repetitive. This is exactly why I prep the way that I do. It's not about perfection, it's about making weeknights easier. And as always, the full menu is linked below if you want to follow it exactly or use it as inspiration to build your own version. And if you like this kind of realistic, high-protein, family-style dinner content, make sure you're subscribed. I do this weekly. You'll see either a full meal prep video or a weeknight dinner video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.